Hey guys, how you doing? And today I want to do something a little bit different. Again, I know. But I kind of want to do a walkthrough of what I'm thinking and how I play Search and Destroy. Last night we were playing with the TMYC squad, which is the competitive squad, or the more or less competitive squad that I'm with. And I'm going to show you kind of like how I play and like the position that I like. So I'm the aggressor, and I like to be aggressive. I like the game to be interesting. I don't like the game to be boring by staying in a certain spot for a certain amount of time. Now, you always notice that I will throw nades at the beginning of every game. This is just to slow them down. This is for me to get into position, and Crash is a great spot for Semtexes, so I use Semtexes to blow up the car that's in the spawn. And then this time I decide to rush up the pillars, but I want to feel out how the enemy plays here. So I go ahead and grab this position just to see. And then I get a pick, which is great. It's always good to get a pick, but I always like to see how the team plays or the enemy team plays in the beginning of the game. And here they're very passive. They do not want to. Well, not this round. Obviously not this round. But it just goes to show you that they were being pretty slow. They didn't even reach the 50% mark the first round. And there was only 3 of them. But you're about to see more people join into the lobby. So it works. So coming into the second round, I know nobody went B. I knew absolutely nobody went B. But of course, people are joining in probably, so maybe stay a little bit more passive. And I use the stim run because the stim run gives you a little bit boost of added mobility. So my teammate went up the pillar way like I did last time, so I decided to go the spawn way. Nobody's in spawn. I figured that nobody would be in spawn. There's only 3 of them. They have to get the A plant in order to win the round. So I used that fear to my advantage. Right now I'm in their spawn. I don't think anybody knows that I'm here. I'm checking every single corner, making sure that nobody's hiding in one of those hiding spots that are usual for this map, which is usually the top pharmacy, bottom pharmacy next to the vending machine, the little corridor into the door. Here I'm checking if anybody's on the bomb, because honestly, a hit marker tells you a lot of things. If you can get a hit marker somewhere, someplace, that just goes to show you where they are, basically. And it gives you information, and that's what you want in Search and Destroy. You only want information, which is why you always have to check your corners, which is why you peek around corners in the certain way that you do. So yeah, there's that. So now we're just finding out where this last guy is. It's a 3v1, and usually I'll just move around the map, because one, I know I could win a gunfight pretty easily with this MP7, but secondly, if I die, at least my team knows where the enemy is, and I will give them a call out, and that's usually the way it works. When it comes to situations like this. So my teammate just died. So now we know where he is. He's camping in spawn. So now we know that he's either going to be coming trying to go through A, or he's going to. Now my teammate gave me a call out here, and that's how I got the kill. But I did know he's going to either have to rush across to get to A, or he was going to have to rush down the hill in order to get to B. I was going to be able to hear him, and so was my teammate. So that's basically how he won that round. Now, the third round, I think, is where people joined. Yes, it's where people joined up. So I knew I had to play a little bit less aggressive this time. I wasn't going to be able to rush into their spawn unless I knew absolutely for certain that nobody was going to be there. So that's why I checked that little pillar spot. My teammate's already there. So I'm kind of stuck here because you never want to cram up. You never want to cram up as teammates. You never want to be in the same spot at once because those could be easy 2 kills and that could easily be a 6v4. And that's really, really hard to come back from. It's not really hard. It's possible. But you understand what I'm saying. So now, since these guys are kind of doing all the aggressing for me, I kind of stayed back a little bit. I'm trying to see if anybody's going to cycle through. And this one person was staying behind the wall. He didn't cycle through. He was trying to defend the spawn. And then I get a call out from the top. I throw a nade up top, which means and then there was no hit marker, which means he's on the stairwell. And right here, I sacrificed myself for the call out because there was only one guy left. I was going to get him weak, and then my teammate was right behind me, and I knew that for a fact. So that's why we did what we did there. My teammates are having some fun with these guys. So we'll go ahead and skip to that. Okay, so now we're on the offensive side. A plant is usually the way to go. Nosa usually grabs the bomb, and he's usually the planter. Once again, throwing Semtexes off the spawn is probably one of the best things. And guess what? I got a double kill. It's fun to get double kills because it's a 6v4. It's going to be very hard to come back. And now it's a 6v3. It's insane. And their entire route into A was stopped. because of that moment. But then, of course, the bomb got dropped, and there's this one person camping on the second story. But guess what? My team gets him. It's okay. We got it. We can take care of that. It's really easy. So now I think this next round is where they decided to pull out the shotguns and snipers. They're try-hard classes. And I think we lost 1 or 2 rounds this game. So we're about to see what we did wrong. So here I actually accidentally grabbed the bomb because I thought Nosa was going to grab it, but he didn't, and that led me to grab it because I usually want to go for the fastest route possible. And unfortunately, grabbing that bomb on the top of that car is usually the way to go. Yep, 725, I'm down. I'll go ahead and skip to what's next. All right, so we lost that round because we didn't expect them to be using shotguns, but we should have because we were crushing them. And usually people bring out their try-hard classes in order to do that. So in this case, we decided that we should go for a B plant instead of an A plant if they're going to be camping with shotguns. So I tried to slow them down, and I also got the kill off the spawn into the B alleyway. So now I'm going into B alleyway and not going inside because it could be that somebody would be camping on the bottom level. So in this case, it's better to go ahead and get behind them right here instead of going into the front. And that's usually the way to go. And that actually happened. If I was going to go up the ladder or if I was going to go bust through the door through the front, he would have known that I was there. But since I went all the way around, that person wasn't expecting me to go up that staircase at that time. So that's what makes it interesting. So then I get a little bit of a peek at that window, so I know one of the enemies is at the window. And then as soon as this guy came out, guess what? There's only one guy to worry about that I don't know where he is. He kills my teammate. I don't exactly know what to do right here because I know that there's somebody coming down from here, but then I don't know where the second guy is. So I'm going to be continuing to pay attention to the right side. And look, there he is. I knew that he was on that right side. The only way that he was going to be able to surprise me if he cycled all the way through his spawn and got behind me. That's pretty much the only way. But I got a little too fixated on my right here, and I should have been paying attention to what was behind me, or technically in front of me, because the other guy circled around. And that's okay. That's okay. That's a tough battle to win. A 2v1, one with 725 camping in a corner, waiting for me to jump down. That's the... can't exactly blame me for that one. All right, so now we're on the defensive side again, and I'm going to be doing my normal routine. I'm going to be throwing my nades to slow down the B plant, and then I'm going to be going around and checking the A plant while the teammates are going to be picking them off. And then, if these guys are camping in spawn, guess what? I don't have to worry about it because guess what? I'm going to get them because they don't expect me to be there. Now, you want to have a little bit of variation. You don't want to do the same exact route over and over again. But you may ask, there's only 3 ways to go. Left, middle, right. That's literally the only way to go. Well, technically. You can go through pharmacy, go through the side door, go through the front door, jump over the wall. You can go into their spawn sniper building first if you want to. Wait a little bit. You know, it just variation both with location and time is usually the way that rushing works. So here we know, and the teammates called out that he was at a bottom floor. But he could be moving through the steps right now, which is why I go around the back, because he least expects me there. Why? Because the round is already almost half over, basically. But he was watching the window with the 725. He had to reload. I had to get away because I was hurt. And it was really, really tough to win that battle. He jumped down for some odd stupid reason. I don't know why he jumped down, but he did. And I was able to get the round win on that one. So, kudos to that. Pretty terrible aim, not going to lie. Pretty bad aim on that one, but it's okay. And by the way, throughout this entire time, my team is giving me callouts. I know where some of these people are, so just keep that in mind. So, once again, I do what I usually do. I throw the nades to slow down the B plant, but they never went for the B plant, which means that this was a perfect time to rush. And I waited a little bit on that second nade, because usually in the last round, people like to camp in that little crevice right there to the right where I'm aiming. And that's usually where they like to be, especially if somebody's going to be flanking around the entire time. But nobody ever camped there, so thank God on that one. But right here, I knew that they were in there. He fired at me, so I wasn't able to see him at first. But I knew I had to get away, so I did. And then I missed the nade on that one. It was pretty bad. So he knows I'm up there. He thinks I'm up there. So I'm going to go ahead and move around the front side to kind of like mess with his mind a little bit. So I know he's either kind of in the courtyard area to the stair area. So in this case, I'm going to move into pharmacy so that way if he moves in and tries to get into A, I'm going to be able to block that off. I'm going to be able to handle that. So it's a 3v2. We know that one of them's in spawn because I've seen him. I don't know where the other guy is. He then kills my teammate, which means he's inside. One of the guys is inside. He comes out, I get the pick, and this last guy that's in the spawn is right here. Now, he could have moved under me, which is why I checked the bomb. But then I go ahead and post up. I'm going to see if he's going to be moving around or if he's going to be going up the steps or something like that. And then apparently he moved up, and I was able to get the kill. And of course, some people left. That's usually the way it goes. And we 6-2'd them. And I believe it was a 12-3 game for me. And that's usually the way my mind works. And usually the reason why you see me sometimes have bad games is because people just camp and spawn with snipers, and some people just camp and spawn 725s. And I can't do my job. And it's really, really hard to do my job when people do that. And which is why I get frustrated sometimes. But with a team, we usually overcome it. So it's okay. But anyway, that's my thought process. Hope you guys see you in the next one. Later.